Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We're going to talk about torture, Russians, human nature, Ukrainians, purity, angels, and other science fiction notions. So we start with this article that's from Ukrinform, and it's from today, the 13th of August 2022. This is the title. Russian forces tortured over 1,000 people in Enerhodar. Enerhodar, mayor said, a mayor. Since April, more than 1,000 people have passed through Russian torture chambers in the temporarily occupied city of Enerhobar in the Zaporozhye region. Enerhobar Mayor Dmitro Orlov said this live on radio, and Ukrinform reports. And I'm quoting, more than 1,000 people have already passed through these torture chambers according to modest estimates. So it's modest estimates. So there would be, I don't know, if it's a modest, probably the 3,000 would be the accurate number, and then about 7,000 will be the extreme high. According to him, some of those who were eventually released by the invaders have gunshot wounds, while others have injuries to various parts of the body from non-lethal weapons. Lethal. There are several torture chambers in Enerhodar itself and outside the city, where psychological and physical pressure is exerted on kidnapped Ukrainians. They kidnapped, as a rule, people people with pro-Ukrainian views or the administrative and management personnel of the city and the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant, whom they want to persuade to cooperate. Currently, according to the mayor, the invaders are holding up to 100 hostages. However, they're holding up to 100 hostages. However, it is impossible to establish the exact number of abducted people, as their relatives do not always report it for fear of further harm. I have one question for this weasel. And why did I call him a weasel? So he is the mayor, right? He is the mayor of this town, Enerhodar. Now, he is the mayor. Enerhodar, right, is under the Russian occupation, right? So if it's under Russian occupation, first, if it's not, how does he have the information, and why should we credit him with the authority? Because if he knows and he's not in the Russian occupied territory, then that means that anyone who's outside of the Russian occupied territory should know, like me. I could tell something else. Why would you believe this guy? So this guy is there, he's in the town that he claims the Russians, the occupiers, are doing what they're doing to. Here is the important, the key names or words: administrative and management personnel of the city. What is he? What is the mayor? So my question is, how come he is not in there? And he also says that they are trying to find the collaborators, correct? The ones that have, they have ideas that they would not support them. He said people with pro-Ukrainian views or the administrative and management personnel of the city and the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant, whom they want to persuade to cooperate. So you're in the chambers if you do not cooperate. Where is the mayor? He's not in the chamber. Means what? That he cooperated. So he's a traitor. Isn't he? I mean, how come he's in power? How come he's in power and he says everybody who is not cooperating is in those chambers, bad dudes, and then if you cooperate, look at me. So this is retarded. So that's one thing. That it's really, how in the hell you're in, because you're a good guy, You didn't cooperate, but you've never been in the chambers. He cooperated, so he's already on the other side. So that's one thing. The other thing, do you think that Ukrainians don't have the same thing? And you might say, we have two options. Three. I don't know, which is the correct answer. I don't know. Yes and no. Now, to say they don't have it, that means that they are different kind of people. But they are human. So humans do this kind of shit. Regardless, if they're Germans, if they're Americans, if they're Romanians, if they're Russians. Remember the Abu Ghraib in Iraq? Those were Americans. The greatest nation on this planet. Right? So if that did it, what makes you think that Ukraine would not do it? Or Ukrainians? They're not like gods or, sinless. So obviously if these guys are doing, the other ones are doing by human nature. Alright? Do I have the evidence? No, I don't. I don't have the evidence. Neither does that guy, that weasel, who's in power, he's the mayor. He just says it. I don't give him any authority. How does he know that? Because someone else said and someone else said. Well, it doesn't work that way. Someone, it's hearsay. Thank you very much. Are you witness? Yeah, I saw that. Even an eyewitness is not as, how should I put it, that trustworthy as the other kind of hard evidence. Why? Because these guys lie. You can put them under a lie detector and that's not even accepted in court. So why do you bother? So you have to have, more than just a person saying that. As I said, is he involved or not? How does he know that? How is he involved with that? And he's in power. He's a mayor. Okay, but left by the Russians to talk shit. If he's outside, then he has the same authority as I have to talk about this subject because someone told me that. I spoke with someone someone from Tahiti, and he told me that someone else from Ukraine told him that it's not true. You know what I mean? Or it's true. But the guy from Tahiti, Ukraine, whatever. So the human nature, I don't think is like, oh, these guys are doing, only the Russians are doing. If you look at how the Russians are characterized by the mass media, by the politicians, by the weasel leaders of Ukraine and Western countries, it seems like the Russians are something extraordinary. Like as they said those are not human. That was I made a video on that. A Ukrainian weasel said. A guy from at power next to Zelensky said the Russians are not human. Okay, I made a video on that with his quoting him. So that means that these guys, the Russians, are something else, and the Ukrainians are real human. Or what's going on? The Ukrainians are those civilized ones, and the Russians are only committing war crimes, destroying kindergartens and that, committing this tortures. Wanting to destroy the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant, almost gonna drop some nuclear bombs on these guys. They're like the worst of the worst. How come? And the other one, the other side, nothing, man, nothing. They don't kill anybody or do anything. They're just perfect. Is that possible? No. So when they tell me this, I don't believe anything. It's like a boy who cried wolf so many times. No. You're a human being too. I know how you would react. I mean, if you want to go like that, let's go biblical. And with that, I will rest my case. All right? Look at that, for instance. Look at, what's his name? Peter. What did he do? When he was, hey, we saw you with that guy over there. It was not me. No. How many times? 3 times. And he was supposed to be the chosen one, the best one in the 12 guys over there, right? And the same day he said, oh, no, I don't know that guy. I don't know that man. Right? So even the guys like that, sometimes make sense. But Ukrainians, no. Nothing. Have you heard anything that Zelensky did wrong? If yes, I would like to hear it. Something that he did, something that he did illegally or something that is not right. I'm not aware of anything. He's perfect. But tell me what let's say Putin did right. Nothing. Everything what he did and was bad. Is this possible? It's possible. It's not possible. I don't think it's possible. And people who lived beyond the age of, I don't know, 9 or 10, they should know that's impossible. Why? Because you know life. You didn't meet someone like that. You didn't meet a person just... Your parents are not all good. And the parents, you should, I don't know, look at them as gods. And that's how you look as a kid. And you realize they're not gods. And you realize they're not all good. With time, neither are you, neither are me, nobody. But no, here the Ukrainians are perfect. Zelensky is the perfect. He's almost, gonna reach elbow Jesus Christ from his throne. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This guy is a collaborator. I think. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.